So I last did one of these videos, I think during COVID, and before that, during some really bad situation in the world. And it comes to that point where, sometimes you need to say something about the world situation. Because most of you ask me these things continuously, but I never think it's that grave. And now I think we've just come to 2026. There is so much going on astrologically. There's so much going on in the world. There's wars going on, financial systems, diseases. There is just so much at play that I thought it was warranting this video, which you ask for a lot of the times, but I don't think it warrants it at that time. But this is a sort of global thing that everybody is feeling at so many different levels. So my basic thought process in this is intuitive. So it's not so much from the mind, but more from the heart. And what has been coming up a lot for me is that the world has forgotten its beauty. People have forgotten their beauty. They've forgotten nature's beauty. They've forgotten the beauty of each other. And we see this in how we are communicating together. Our communication has got shorter. It's more on text. We don't speak as much. We're a little bit more isolated. The generations before are speaking more about loneliness, isolation, how they're not thought about or communicated with, that they don't feel heard. So we're seeing across the board that the older generation have set up this world in a way that doesn't serve the younger generation. And I just put it in words, which is, we've forgotten beauty. And beauty is our beauty within, our spiritual beauty. This is why people are having more facial surgeries, they're having more Botox, and all these different things have sort of skyrocketed for men and women, and for very young people as well. So we're not just maintaining beauty anymore, we're just trying to alter it. So we're altering it outwardly, in our face, in our weight, in all of those ways that we can. But then we're altering nature, we're burning it up. The earth is getting hotter, so we're literally burning up all the beauty around us. Then we're going more on computers, on social media, in artificial ways and artificial not so intelligent ways. So everything is going more and more artificial. So naturally, we're forgetting about natural beauty. And as we go more and more into AI, and we use it, we communicate with it, and we treat it as real, we forget about the reality that we're in now. And that's the point for a lot of people. Let's forget about reality. Let's create our own reality, which is what we're sold as an alternative and a solution to how the world is. The world is crazy, so go create your own world. And that might feel that you're in control for a moment, but what it doesn't do for you is it's not good for your well-being, because you're not interacting with nature that's feeding you. So artificial things can feed you for a moment, but they can't take care of you inwardly, especially spiritually, which ultimately you're going to have to come to at some point. So we're all heading as a journey in the same direction. That means we're going to be out of this body at some point. We're going to come back into this body at some point, whatever you believe in, whatever your religion is, in your thought process. But you're not going to be able to escape it. So my thought process is, why don't we face it together? Why don't we face it now and see what we need and communicate on it and be one in it, so we stop feeling separate? Because all the wars are happening and all the arguments are happening because as soon as we see separation between us and somebody else's thought process, somebody else's skin color, somebody else's sexuality, religion, country, hairstyle, whatever it is, we are going backwards in our thinking. Our consciousness drops lower and we're thinking from the ego. And that's the moment where we get confusion. Even if we're professing truth and that we know what's going on in the world, that's the moment that we're lost. We don't know what's going on. Because time and time again, when wars have happened, when destruction has happened, when we've needed somebody quickly, we switch to survival mode. And who can help us? It doesn't matter what their color of their skin is, sexuality is. If we're in an accident, we don't start to ask people for help, but ask them, who are they before they help us. So it just shows that when we're messing around, we're frivolous, we're thinking about all those surface things, we have way too much time on our hands, and we're doing frivolous things, and we're not growing consciously, we start to have a thought process which takes us down a road of tunnel vision, which brings us to that place where we think we're right, which is only a word for separation. That's why yoga calls it illusion, shattering the illusion of me. And how we do that is we get away from that mirror. When we're standing too close to the proverbial mirror, we see ourselves and how important we are. And there is only us. Whether we live in a family or with friends or we live alone, it's just ego-based. When we stand away from that mirror and that mirror reflects everybody, then we realize, oh, we are a piece of this beautiful world. We are not it. We just are a part of it. And that's where we want to get. So I believe that, or I put it in words as we've lost and we've forgotten our own beauty. That's why we have damaging thoughts about ourselves, whether in public or in private. And we're passing through a time right now of truth. People who love the truth will always shine bright. The people who are hiding or lying, deceiving, not saying what they truly believe, are going to be suffering more and more. And they want you to follow them. So an easy way to not fall into the trap, or an easy way to know the truth in all of the chaos, is to love the truth and commit to the truth and know the truth, right? So it doesn't mean you have to run out and tell everybody your secrets. It just means to yourself, you're always honest. And that honesty will shine in your eyes, shine in your face. It will bring beauty back into your life. So amongst all this chaos, or supposed chaos, there's so much beauty going on. And I think the last video I did like this was during COVID to say, yes, it seems like the world is falling apart. It's not. Your ego just thinks, I'm not in control anymore. But what's happening is we are being asked to join the collective, to be together, to join our beauty together so we can all shine. So there's not just one person leading the way and we're just supporting them. It's not that time anymore. The time of the leader in front, the one who takes all the attention, the one who wants all the attention, that time is over now. The time that we come together and we unite and we all get the attention, and we don't really need a lot of attention. It just means some of our needs are met, but those needs need to start to become basic, simple, not overcomplicated, right? If we have way too many needs, then again, we're acting out of the ego and we're seeing only us. We need to join our needs together and we need to get back to the basics. We need some food, we need some conversation, we need some money, we need a few things. right? Because remember, just in the last 100 years, we have come so far. But there's a part of the unconscious community in the world who doesn't want us to go forward. They feel trapped, they feel insecure, they feel that they won't have control anymore. But that time's over. That control is over. And they don't have that control anymore. That's why wars are started. That's why distractions are started. That's why land and all these things come into play, where people are grabbing as much as they're possible because they feel, oh, the time of truth is here. Everybody sees each other for who they truly are. And we can all tell each other stories, we can pretend, but we won't be able to do it for long. That's why the natural beauty in everybody will shine forever. But that pretentious, short-term beauty that we hold on to will only last a while, until we will show the world who we truly are. And that's happening every day. So the next chapter of consciousness is going to be the people who come together, support each other, love each other, share together. And down the road, at some point, we're not going to have monetary systems anymore. We're going to be beyond money. We're all going to be living on land. We're going to share food. We're not going to buy anything anymore. We're not going to trade anymore. All of that's going to go away. And that's the old system. We're moving on into the foreground. And the seers, the rishis who told those stories in many, many spiritual books, have spoken about the different times, the different yugas, and we're going through those times where more and more consciousness is happening, and the people who don't want that and feel they're losing control, and we got to love our brothers and sisters who are in that sort of place of fear. We got to love them out of it, and we may not be able to, but let's not add to their troubles. Let's not hate them for it or ridicule them or make fun of them. Let's just keep moving. Let's, our tribe, keep moving forward in that consciousness, and let's just keep supporting each other. And some of those people will catch up, and maybe they won't, and they'll keep going in a different direction. That's okay too, because ultimately, remember, we're all souls in a body. We are moving towards being liberated out of this body. May take many lifetimes, but consciousness becomes a choice. So this is how I see the world and what's happening now. So I'm personally looking at all the beauty around. I'm acknowledging the suffering. I'm here for the suffering, but I'm not joining the suffering. I'm going to keep looking and creating all the beauty I can and offering that to the world. So then we can all move forward. People have a choice. So can I join the darkness or the light? And that becomes a choice. And ultimately, all of it will be fine in the end. It's just during that journey, what are you choosing? That's going to make the difference between you having a beautiful, bright light and life, or having a sort of stressful life and a depressing life and all those kind of things. So I hope this helps you out, because many of you have asked me to do this video for a long time, and I usually just sit on things, and I don't know how long it's been, but I might have sat on this one for 6, 7, 8 months before. But I thought today is the right time, because we have to be intuitive and do things when people are ready to hear about it and take it in to the fullest. So namaste, sending you lots of love, and sit on this, contemplate it, watch it again, share it with people, and see, because things that I watch over and over again at particular times, I get another message from them in that sense, especially when I'm reading as well. So start to diversify yourself in the world. Don't be one-dimensional. Be 5, 6, 7-dimensional, and really start to enjoy things and enjoy yourself as well. Namaste.